Would you like to save 1,000 bucks this year just by driving your car smarter? I'm about to show you 5 underrated car maintenance tips that can do exactly that. No mechanic needed, and I'm not talking about changing your own oil. These are more ingenious than MacGyver building a rocket with chewing gum and a shoelace. Now, here's where it gets interesting. There's something I've believed for decades, something I was absolutely sure helped improve my gas mileage. Turns out, I was wrong, like completely wrong. All right, let's jump into tip number 1, stay cool. And no, I'm not signing your yearbook, but this one will save you $200. A few summers ago, I noticed the air conditioning in my car went from ice cold to, this even blowing? Not great when you're stuck in traffic with the sun roasting your face. It reminded me of my first car, a 1993 Mazda Protege that used to be my grandpa's. When the AC compressor died, the shop quoted around $1,000 to fix it. Yeah, I went with a 460 air conditioning instead. 4 windows down, 60 miles an hour. It was great as a poor college student. But here's the thing, sometimes it's not a full system failure. Many times, the refrigerant just needs a recharge. A full service at the shop can cost $250 to evacuate and refill the system. Instead, you can grab a DIY can of AC Pro for about 50 bucks and recharge it yourself. That even includes a leak-stopping agent to help reduce refrigerant leaks. When I did that a couple years ago on my Pontiac Vibe, it took me about 15 minutes and saved $200. Easy. I know there are folks in the comments who will say,
recharge cans aren't an ideal fix.
And I agree. They're not ideal, but if it gets you through the summer and saves you hundreds of dollars, totally worth a shot in my opinion. And stick around for 2 bonus tips at the end. One of them might just save you from a $2,000 repair bill.
So how am I going to pay for my car repair tomorrow?
Tip number 2, don't overpay for gas. Save $140 this year. Now, if you drive an electric vehicle, yeah, this one's not for you. But for the rest of us pumping unleaded, this tip can save you $140 a year with almost zero effort. The easiest way, use an app like Gas Buddy. If you haven't used it before, it's basically crowdsourced gas prices from other drivers in your area, totally free. Here's how I use it. When my gas tank gets to about a quarter full, do this before you reach the, oh no, I need gas mode. Pull up the app, not while driving. Look ahead at stations you'll pass soon and hit the one with the best price. I've seen price swings of 30 cents a gallon in the same time. Even if you save 20 cents per gallon and you fill up like a typical driver, about 700 gallons of gas per year, that's about $140 you keep in your pocket. Later on in tip number 4 about tire care, I'll give you a tool to calculate your personal savings based on your car and how much you drive. And here's a little bonus tip. If the line's 15 minutes long at Costco just to save $3, yeah, maybe not worth it. Your time matters too. And just wait until tip number 5. We're talking about how the atomic bomb, yeah, that atomic bomb, led to a secret that could save you $500 this year. But here's part of the secret. It's easy to do, but so many people just won't do this one because old habits are hard to break. Tip number 3, get a spare key, save $250 before it's too late. This one hits home for about half the people watching, but not you, right? You're smarter than that.
Yes, I am.
You wouldn't dare roll around with just one key for your car. It's always the other guy who risks it until it's not. Over 50% of used cars are sold with only one key or fob. And when that one key disappears, you're stuck. You're stressed. And now you're paying whatever the dealership or locksmith wants, plus maybe a tow, and definitely a few hours of waiting around. Dealerships will happily charge you $400 to $600 for a replacement key, and that's when you've already got one key and just need a spare. I know because I've called a lot of them. In Georgia, we're looking at $583 to make a spare key fob. It doesn't seem to matter the brand. They charge way too much for a spare key. But with Tom's Key Company, you can get a spare for at least $250 less, sometimes even more. No dealership markup, no towing, no waiting, just one smart move before it's too late. Actually, let me tell you about a time when I was really glad I had that spare key. I took the family skiing about an hour drive from my home. At the end of the day, back at the Sienna minivan, I reached into my pocket, no key. I checked every jacket pocket, snow pants, nothing. My wife checked lost and found, still no luck. Finally, I accepted it. The key was gone. Probably fell out when I pulled out a granola bar or something. Definitely not when I crashed. Luckily, I had a spare. Unluckily, that was at home, an hour away. So my father-in-law spent 2 hours of his Saturday night driving round trip to save us. And let's just say he wasn't exactly thrilled when he got there. But I didn't have to call a locksmith, didn't need a tow truck, didn't get stranded at the ski resort parking lot overnight. Moral of the story, whatever you do, have an extra car key. Tip number 4, take care of your tires and they'll take care of your wallet. This one might not sound exciting, but skipping it could quietly cost you over $100 a year. Half of all cars on the road are driving with tires that are at least 3 PSI too low. That means more wear, more gas burned, and more money slipping away without you even knowing it. Underinflated tires wear out about 20% faster. A $600 set of tires should last about 3.5 years if you're the average driver. If you're running low pressure, you're shaving off nearly a year of that life. That's about $42 a year gone. Low tire pressure also drops your fuel efficiency. Even a small 0.6% hit adds up to $13 a year in wasted gas. And skipping tire rotations, that can cost you another $50 a year in extra wear, according to Consumer Reports. Add it up, $42 plus $13, another $50, that's $105 a year in savings just from smart tire care. Want to know your exact savings? Visit save1000.tomskey.com or scan the QR code. It's free and super easy. Quick tip, always check tire pressure when your tires are cold, not after driving. Early morning or shaded garage is best. And by cold, I mean you haven't been driving on them for at least a couple hours. Why? Because driving heats up your tires and inflates the pressure artificially. It can rise about 2.5 PSI in the summer and as much as 4.5 PSI in the winter. This might sound nerdy, but it's a whole lot easier than dealing with blown tires, bad alignments, or worn brakes. Some semi-trucks have auto-inflating tires now. Pretty awesome. But until that's a standard on consumer vehicles, a simple pressure gauge will save you real money. Tip number 5, want to save $500 this year? Just drive nicer. Yeah, I know it sounds way too simple, but honestly, half the savings in this video can come down to one thing, how you drive. And hey, if you know someone who could use a reminder to ease off the gas, go ahead and share this video with them. Aggressive driving, stuff like hard braking, gunning it off the line, and speeding burns way more gas than most people realize, and most people aren't going to want to change their driving habits. This actually reminds me of something the Savior taught in the Sermon on the Mount.
Blessed are the meek.
It turns out meekness doesn't just bring us closer to God, but being gentle on the road can actually bless your wallet too. Research from Oak Ridge National Lab found that aggressive driving can waste 10 to 40% more fuel in city traffic and 15 to 30% more on the highway. Translation, for the average driver going about 14,000 miles a year, that's up to $700 lost in gas. Even easing off that lead foot moderately still saves around $500. Now, Oak Ridge National Lab was originally part of the Manhattan Project in 1943. They were enriching uranium for the atomic bomb. Today, they do advanced energy research, including how much gas we waste when we drive like we're in a scene of Fast and Furious. So yeah, the same lab that helped end World War II with the atomic bomb is also telling you to ease off the gas pedal. Want to keep that $500 in your pocket? Here's the play. Accelerate smoothly, coast to stops early, and don't speed. That's it. Same car, same roads, just smarter driving. Everything I've shared today is based on the average US driver and vehicle. But you're not average. You're the one and only you. What could the savings be for your specific situation? Maybe you drive more miles on average, maybe less. Tire prices are higher for you? Gas prices are lower? Do you drive a pickup truck or a hybrid car? That's why I built a free savings calculator where you can plug in your actual situation, like how many miles you drive each year, what your local gas prices look like. Just head to save1000.tomskey.com or scan this QR code if you're watching on TV. It's quick, easy, and you'll get a personalized look at how much you could actually save. Now, before we wrap up, I've got 2 quick bonus tips that didn't make the full list, but were way too good to leave out.
This $10 hack I'm about to show you will save you thousands.
And don't worry, you won't need to dust off your old Nintendo cheat code skills. No, up, up, down, down, left, right, BA start required to unlock these. Bonus tip number 1, fixing leaks with a sealant. There's a product called ATP AT205 Reseal that a lot of DIYers swear by. It's supposed to rejuvenate rubber seals and gaskets in your engine, transmission, power steering, even differentials. You just pour it in, and if it works, the leaks stop. I haven't tried it myself yet, but there are a ton of people online who say it helped them avoid a $1,000 to $2,000 repair. Let me know in your comments, should I test it out in a future video? That's over $1,000 saved for something you can do faster than heating up a Hot Pocket while you're playing Contra. Bonus tip number 2, change your own light bulbs. Don't pay $25 to the oil change place just to replace a tail light. You can grab the bulb for $5 and do it yourself in under 5 minutes. But the real win is avoiding a $75 ticket because a brake light was out. That's another $95 in your pocket. Before we finish, here's one thing I believed for 30 years, and it turns out I was totally wrong. I always thought replacing your engine air filter helped improve gas mileage. And back in the day, it did. In the 1980s, when I was growing up around our big red Suburban and full-size Chevy van, my dad taught me that. But if your car has fuel injection, which is basically every car built after 1990, a dirty air filter doesn't hurt your miles per gallon. Why? Because your car's ECU, or engine control unit, adjusts fuel levels automatically, regardless of how clean or dirty your air filter is. Now, back in the days of carburetors, a clogged air filter could drop your fuel economy by 2 to 6%, but those days are mostly gone. Just like cassette tapes and roll down windows. That said, a clean air filter still matters, not for the gas mileage, but for engine performance like smooth acceleration and throttle response. So yeah, my old school belief busted. Did you already know this? Drop a comment below. Oh, and remember that ski trip where I lost my car key? Well, about 5 minutes after my father-in-law delivered the spare key, I took off my boots and snow pants, and guess what was sitting at the cuff of my boot? Yep, the key. The one we just sent him on a 2-hour round-trip journey to replace. Pretty sure I never told him about that part. Grandpa, if you're watching this, thanks again. Now, if you're still watching right now, chances are you'll love my next video too. Click now to watch. And don't forget to check out our savings calculator. It's quick, easy, and shows you just how much these tips could actually save you based on your driving situation. So scan the QR code on the screen or visit save1000.tomskey.com for your personalized savings calculator.